Hello to everyone, this is Betakos, and with this video I am very glad to announce that I can offer you a brand new service, of course free of charge. So to all of my followers, we have some great news in this video, so stick around with me for the next couple of minutes. Now, where this new service or product can be found? Can be found on my website betakos.club. If you are on the home page, you can just hover your mouse over the products / services section, and then you can find the Match Class Stats. This is the brand new service I am offering to you, Match Class Stats. So what is this page about? First of all, a little description. Welcome to the best betting stats page in the world. And why I feel so comfortable about stating this? Because betting on soccer, on football, and the football as a sport is two completely different things. Okay? It's two completely different games. Game number one is the game of football, as we witness it, as we watch it in our television. Okay, betting on football is a completely different game. It has its own rules, so it's something different. Now, I can understand that the whole world, when trying to bet on a match, they are focusing on the sports stats, because they believe that the more you know about the sport itself, it will help you generate some profit in the long term for the betting sport, okay, for the betting game. But this is not the case, because just stop for a minute and think about it yourself. Okay, we have ex-footballers, we have ex-managers, we have services around the world offering to clubs themselves, to journalists, to everyone that would like to have the hands on sophisticated stats about the sport of football. We have the players' managers, which are producing videos for their clients, the players themselves, so they can promote them to clubs. Okay, so we have a whole world full of game stats, and it has no meaning. It has no difference on our game, on our betting game, because the truth is that it is not that I can hear every day that some great bettor won that kind of amount in his last month. No, the truth we are witnessing is that the bookies are getting more and more, while the players' wages are getting lower and lower. And this is what it is. It is an unfair game. It is a game that favors the home. Okay, like the casino, it's always about the home. The home is the winner. The home is the long-term winner in these processes. So while everyone is focusing on the sports stats, I have chosen to focus on some other kind of stats. Okay, now leagues being covered in this page is the English Premier League, is the La Liga, is the Serie A, is UEFA club competitions. Okay, please note that I don't deal with World Cups or Euro Cups. Okay, this is a completely different story. And then we have Norway's, Finland's, and Sweden's top divisions. Match class. Now, what is the match class? Match class is a way I prefer to cluster matches, okay? And I have two almost similar or almost identical ways. The first one is what is called the odds class. Okay, odds, it's kinda self-explanatory. Okay, the odds class is calculated as follows: home wins, home wins odds divided by the away win odds. Okay, and the result is that smart tag under which we file the game, the game, the games belonging to this specific smart tag. Okay, and the second way, in a familiar way, is the percent class. It means that now instead of dividing the odds, we are dividing the percentages behind the odds. Okay, we all know that we have the first expression of things, which is odds themselves, but then behind the odds we have a second expression. It is the odds expressed as percentages. An asterisk here, it's a completely, and it's a very big discussion about what these percentages behind the odds mean. Okay, but we leave it for some other time. Now, personally, I prefer to go with the odds class, and is my first choice of stats. Okay, but in case any forthcoming match belonging to an odds class with very low or no sample at all, then I'm trying the other way. I'm trying to see if I can get any stats filed under the percent class. Okay, so first choice the odds class, and if we don't have enough of data, then we revert to the percent class. Okay, now why should why do I use, and why do I propose to you to start using these classes, these smart tags? Okay, very simple. Grouping matches into those two class types or smart tags allows us to compare same things. Okay, it's like one scenario is comparing an apple to a watermelon. Okay, and another scenario is comparing one apple to another apple. So filing games under the same smart tag, under the same odds or percent class, allow us each time to dive in, to have a look on any existing strong trends, and we feel more comfortable because we are discussing about similar things. If a bunch of matches are filed under the same smart tags, for me it is a ring bell that all these matches have a lot of things in common. Okay, so I save myself the time to go around the web, to go around any news, and trying to figure out how am I going to use all this kind of information around the web, around the world. People could look at stats from a sports point of view. They can look about any latest gossip, about any latest players not available, etc. All this kind of stats, but then I am sure that none of us, none of you can guarantee that we can work all these kind of stats and produce a solid outcome. Okay, so when we bet, we don't care about the sport itself. We don't care about which one of the teams is the better, because soccer is a game where the better team not always is going to win. Okay, so I'm trying to focus on what can make a difference, and the final outcome is this image you can find on this new page I'm offering you. Just click on the image and let's have a quick look. Now we have the date of the game, we have the kickoff time. Please note that times are GMT +2, I am located in Greece. Okay, this kind of code right here is irrelevant to you because I am using and I am working with data from OPAP, which is a Greek bookie. So I file my games under odds found excuse me, in this website OPAP GR. It is the Greek bookie. Now, based on the odds, you can see the production of the odds class. So in this example, Everton against Manchester United, we have a class of, from the left we can read the league we are referring to, and then we can get the smart tag, which is the result of home win odds. So in this case, 4.15 divided by 1.72, which are the odds for the home win and the away win respectively. So this is the outcome. Then next to it we have the percent class, again with the same manner, but in this type of class, I'm not offering you the chance to see what is the percentage behind this odds set. I have just calculated behind the scenes and we just get the smart tag. Now we can see that how many games do I have filed under the odds class or the percent class. So 4 means that I have 4 past meetings for this specific odds class, and on the right it means that I have already filed 10 past meetings under the percent class. Now, stats type, I have chosen the percent because we had more of sample, and on the home draw or away stats we can see the big picture, and this is the most important thing for me because focusing on the sports stats cannot help us, but right now we can get a very solid image, a very solid overview of what is going to be happening, and then this can help us on our decision making processes. Okay, now what do I read? I read that in 10 past meetings where matches belonged to this specific percent class, this is what we have already: 6 away wins, 3 home wins, 1 draw. It means that the away win has a probability, or we can say that the winning rate for the away win is just 6 out of 10, and then we can very quickly calculate the fair odds. It's 6 divided by 10 because we have 6 wins out of 10 total matches. Okay, this is a very easy example. We have a 60% winning percentage, and if we divide this, if we go 1 divided by this figure, we can get the value odds. Now the value odds based on the winning percentages is around 1.67. So we can see that Manchester United to win being offered on odds around 1.72 already includes some value, but very important, this set of stats rings me a bell to why not try to cover myself, to cover my stakes in an upset scenario too. So when I'm sitting down to analyze a little bit further this specific match, I would try to see if the odds offered in the market allow me any space to cover my stakes, so I can increase my security, and then I can see what I can be chasing, anything better. So let me show you a very quick example. once again, we are going to visit our bookies site, Bet365. I don't wish to click on any of the ads. Okay, this is the page. Okay, here we are. Everton, Manchester United. Here we are. So we can get even higher odds for Manchester United winning this game. It's up to 1.85. I'm going to use my tool, Betakos stake calculator, to give you a very quick example of what is. Let me add just another 3 rows of data. So we are forced to also include in our betting plan the away win. Okay, I'm not going to fill in this kind of details here. I'm going to play directly with odds. We said we had odds of 1.85, okay, for United winning this match, but we have also seen that we have 30% of chance of Everton landing a home win. Okay, now we have to make some big decisions. I can see some other stats too by clicking on the pivot. I can filter this percent smart tag. Just remove this one. Refresh my pivot, reset moving averages, taking some forecasting, taking some averages, and then getting some standard deviations for these figures. So now we can just focus in a much more detailed card for this match. Okay, now we can see the over under markets, we can see the goals margins scored in the games, we can see the both teams to score market, we can see the halftime, full-time market, and right now we can start focusing on some goals forecasting figures. Let's start with this figure, last 5 home averages, okay, and then last 3 home averages and away averages respectively. What is going on with all these figures? Now these 10 matches are split into groups of 5 games and then into groups of 3 games. So this cell right here represent the first group of 5 games. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so after these 5 games, we could see that the home teams averaged 1.4 goals. In the same fashion, this here is the goals. We can see this is the result, average 1.4. So after the first 5 matches, we had a home goal average of 1.40, and in the same manner we had the average for the away teams, which they averaged 1 goal. So this is the first group of 5 games, this is the second group of 5 games, the third, etc. So now I'm just using a benchmark, a reference point, and this reference point is this. I take the last 5 groups of 5 games, okay? It is a moving average, okay? I split the games into groups of 5, and then as a reference point I am calculating the last 5 groups of 5 games, okay, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get this average, which is the figure up here. So in the last 5 groups of 5 games, the home teams averaged 0.92 goals. In the same fashion, the away teams averaged 1.48 goals. I do the same, splitting the matches into 3 games, and again, the last 3 groups of 3 games, home teams 0.87, away teams 1.60. So we can see some superiority for the away teams concerning scoring. Now, another interesting feature is that Manchester United themselves have featured in 6 out of those 10 matches in total for this specific class, the percent class. Okay, out of the 10 previous or past matches belonging into this specific smart tag, which is the class, which is the percent class smart tag, out of 10 matches, United have featured in 6, and this is the outcomes: a loss 3-1, a win 0-2, a loss 2-0, a win 1-3, a win 0-1, a win 1-3. Okay, so we can see that United themselves have produced 1, 2, 3, 4 away wins in those 6 matches. Okay, so again we have 4 wins for United, 2 losses for United. So we can see that at least we must find a way to cover our stakes, probably in some draw scenarios, and why not in some of the home win scenarios. Now, at the same scenario, at the 2 instances where we had the home win, we can see that United scored 1 goal, and in the other loss, United failed to score at all. So this is making things a little bit more complicated, but we have to find a way to deal with this. So we go back to our Betakos stake calculator. We have started with the away win as a full-time market result. Now we have to try to find some coverages. Now it's time for big decisions. Okay, we have to try to cover our stakes. We have to try to find a way to cover the home win scenario, but in the same time we have to try to maximize our staking economy. So we have to keep an eye on our cost right here. This is the total cost if we try to cover just the away win full-time scenario, and we have a remainder of this kind of units till we hit the 1 unit threshold. Okay, we are now in Betakos stake calculator, and if the cost hits the 1 unit threshold or gets above this threshold, then our plan has no meaning, because it cannot produce any profit at all for us. So what can we actually do? The big decision, and probably the main bet going into this betting plan, is if United is going to score in this match or not. Because if we state and if we are correct in this decision, then we pave our way, and we are getting closer to success. Okay, now if United are going to score at least 1 goal, that means that if I am trying to cover the home win scenario, I will be starting with this exact scoreline, 2-1. Okay, but before I select this, I have to keep the same queue. My selections to my bookies bet slip has to be exact the same to the queue I am using on my Betakos stake calculator. So my first selection is going to be the away win, and then I am going to be covering the 2-1 odds of 15 for the home win. Now, we have covered the away win 100%, and now we are partially covering the home win scenario based on the main decision for this betting plan. I have decided, as an example, that at the very essence of things, I am betting, first of all, on United scoring 1 goal in this match. Okay, because if United is not going to score at all, and if Everton is going to be the winner, that would well be on a score line of 1-0 to 0. So I am out of this betting plan. I'm losing all of my stakes. So this is my first big decision, United to score 1 goal. Now, I am going to also cover some draw scenario. Right now we are on this cost, which means that if we just leave things as it is, if one of these two selections would land, we can harvest a net profit of around 65%. Net profit of around 65%. Okay, covering two outcomes, one 100% and the other partially. Now, what about adding some coverages in a draw scenario? Again, if United is going to score, then the first draw scenario should be this one, odds 7.5. Okay. Full time score. Let's just hit it 1-1, and the same here to hit the 2-1. So right now we have 3 options, we have 3 selections for the same match. We are standing on a 35% of net profit, okay? Because as we add more of security, more of safety, the net profit margins are getting lower, okay? This is normal, of course. Now, is there any other major decision you feel you should be taking or not? Could we see Everton winning this game with a 2 goals margin or not? Because if we do, then we should also add the 3-1 full time result. Okay, so the next big decision is, can we see Everton scoring 3 or more goals tonight? Of course, this is going to be a very big upset from a stats point of view, because earlier we talked about and we saw that, let's go to the card again, the home teams in the last 5 groups of 5 games had averaged almost 1 goal. Okay, almost 1 goal, and again, splitting the games into groups of 3, we saw that in the last 3 groups of 3 games, home teams averaged again below the 1 goal. So if Everton is going to be scoring 3 or more goals tonight, in this evening, so this is going to be the biggest upset for me concerning this match, because I have my eyes of 30% of chance of Everton winning, but this is not going to be the major upset for me. It will be absolutely fine to see Everton winning, but now we're talking about in which fashion Everton is going to be winning. If they are going to be winning on a 3-1 scoreline, this is going to be the most the biggest upset for me concerning this match, because they will overcome these goal scoring stats. Okay, and if we go back to the time series, there's only one instance where the home team scored 3 goals, and that was the West Ham versus United 3-1 home win. Okay, this is the only instance. So it is 1 out of 10 that the home team is going to be scoring 3 goals tonight. So having said all of this, the next upset we would try to cover is again a full-time score, and this time I will be going on with 2-2 because we can see Everton scoring maximum 2 goals. Okay, this is another decision that we cannot see Everton scoring 3 or more. It means that we should be trying to cover any scenarios including Everton scoring 2 goals. Okay, so this is the last one, and I go to check my bookie to see the odds. 15 again. So these are my 4 selections. If I just leave the profit equally split it into these 4 selections, I am going after a net profit of around 24%. Okay, 24%, but I am covering the away win, I am covering some draw scenarios, I am even covering a home win scenario. Okay, so I have added some layers of protection. Okay, I have added my safety net, and I'm trying to do my best. Big decisions, United scoring at least 1 goal. Okay, that would make things easier for me during the game to see United scoring 1 goal, and then I don't want to see Everton scoring 3 or more goals. Okay, because if they score 3, I'm out of draw coverage because I'm not including the 3-3 draw, and that means that if I want to get my stakes back, then United has to be winning this game because I'm just covering. Let's add it here so we can close this example. Let's just add the full-time result. So if Everton is going to be scoring 3 goals, I need United to score 4 or more because I need them to win. So the first away win scenario now becomes 3-4 or 3-5 or 4-5 scoreline. Okay, yes, it's not a scoreline we witness every day, but we are trying to cover all aspects, both in theory and practicality. So these are my 4 selections, and I can hear some of you already being not so comfortable about this kind of net profit margins, but give me a moment because we are not finished yet. These are our staking plan, and these are the 4 selections that make this plan. Now, do you need any kind of higher profit margin? Betakos Stake Calculator can help you achieve this. Now, let's start from a Man United fan point of view. Okay, if you are a Man United fan and you feel that your team is going to be winning today, you want to cheer your team during the game, and also knowing that you are backing them in your betting plan. So the first choice would be to order the Betakos Stake Calculator. Because we have this kind of remainder, we can allocate all of this remainder into a specific or a group of options, a group of selections. Right now I'm going to to order my Betakos stake calculator, please allocate all of these remainder into the away win scenario. How I'm going to do this? By just filling 100% in this specific cell, which is the corresponding cell to the away win scenario. We can see that we can have a slight increase in our profit margin. So let me delete this. We are about 24, and if we transfer all of the available profit margin, we can go up to almost 36%. Now, why someone would choose this way? Yes, it's up to you to decide if you are feeling comfortable enough and if you don't care about losing your stakes. If the stakes you are putting on this away win selection is okay for you even to lose them, then that's fine. It is up to you to choose to go with the away win as a standard selection. But now, if you're trying to make your betting plan a little more professional, meaning that you are going to be using higher stakes. Let's say the minimum stakes for this plan to actually be valid on your bookies, it requires €3, $3, 3 whatever of your currency. Okay, so if you are going with just the minimum stakes, and if you are staking just £3 or €3 or $3 in this match, yes, $3 is not going to harm you at all. So yes, it's just one match, it's your team, you are going to be cheering for them. So yes, just go ahead and put all of these €3 into your team winning. But what about, and how comfortable would you feel if you had to allocate £200, €200, $200 or 200 units out of your bankroll into this match? Do you feel comfortable enough to go with 200 units with United winning this match as a standard option when we already seen the stats for this specific match? Okay, do you feel comfortable enough with 6 wins out of 10 with a 60% possibility to go all in 200 or 300 units on United winning? So if you would like to have a bigger security, much more security, and if you would like to add safety net for your £200, then this is the way. This is Betakos, because you can claim an almost 36% out of 200 units, okay, but still feeling safe enough to go after it, because you will be covering partially a draw scenario, and you can also be covering partially a home win scenario. And because instead of going all in just one selection that would be United winning, you've splitted your betting plan and your betting strategy into two decisions. You bet on United to score. So it's another way of seeing things. So if I meet you and you state to me that you feel very comfortable about United getting the 3 points tonight, and you feel comfortable enough to go 3 units, which is the minimum, in your favorite team to win against Everton, that's fine, because as Ilya said, these 3 units is not going to harm you. Okay, but if you are trying to see how you can allocate 200 units, going into this match, then it's a completely different story. And I think that all of you would prefer to have this kind uh, of tool in your hands to just manipulate figures, to see where you are going to allocate your money, to see if you are trying to select yourself in which selections you would like to maximize your profit, etc. So this is the scenario of Man United fan. Okay, yes, you are getting 30, almost 36 of net profit instead of 85, because if you go all in the away win odds 1.85, it means that we are going after an 85% of net profit. Now, yes, you are dropping your net profit margins because you are putting much more security for the whole of your stakes. Okay, now if again you would like to go after something bigger, and now we can talk from Everton's point of view. Okay, and yes, you believe that your team could just steal 3 points tonight, but it's going to be a tough one. And yes, the only way for your team to do this is to keep United, uh, keep a way of scoring 2 or more goals. Okay, because this is probably this is going to be a home win of 1 goal margin. Okay, and because we cannot see Everton scoring 3 goals, so we are leaving out of the equation the 3-2 score line. It is a kind of risk again, yes, but it is a calculated risk based on our selection or based on our big decision. We said that I come back once more. If a United fan believes that United is going to be winning, it means that he he pushes himself and he is backing the first big decision we talked about. The first big decision is United to be scoring. Okay, United cannot be the winner if they are not going to score at least 1 goal, because 0-1 is United winning this game. Okay, big decision. So that's why I'm looking to the United fans and telling them, if you fancy your team is going to be winning, then subconsciously you are backing United to be scoring tonight, which is decision number 1 for this specific betting plan. And now I'm going to Everton fans and say to them, do you truly believe that your team is going to be scoring 3 goals in this match? I don't think that even the craziest of Everton's fans could really bet their real money on their team scoring three or more or more goals tonight. Okay, so that's why I'm talking about these big decisions. United scoring, Everton not scoring 3 or more, and this based on these 2 big decisions. This is the betting plan we are coming to. Okay, for me it feels very good and a very solid foundation to allocate my units. Now, if I am an Everton fan and I'm going to be cheering for my team, and I would love to see my team winning and also me getting some profits. If Everton would be winning 2-1 in this match, and if I order my Betakos stake calculator, bring 100% of the remainder and allocate it in this selection, this is the net profit margin that I'm going after. Now, if both sides are feeling more conservative about the result and they could take a draw, you could just allocate 50% of your remainder to 1-1 and 50% to the 2-2 draw scenarios, and you can get a picture of how much of net profit you are going after. Now, if you would like to, whatever the outcome of a draw scenario would be, to get the exact same profit margin, then we have the feature called grouping in Betakos calculator, which means that we select the draw scenarios. We are going to group them under group number 2. After we've done this, we come to the group modifier and we order the Betakos calculator. Please allocate 100% of the remainder into this group now. Now we're talking about a group, not a single selection. So if then we click on this arrow, which will transfer the group splitter into the biased remainder splitter, and now we have calculated very easily the split we need in order for, if one of these two selections is the winner, to get the exact same profit margin. Okay, just let us see things. Now we copy it, we paste it, and voila. If 1-1 is the final outcome, then we get almost 97% of net profit. If 2-2 is the final outcome, again we can have an almost 97% of net profit. So that was all for this video. Don't forget that I'm offering you this brand new service. Okay, we talked at the beginning, match class stats. This is the place where you can start having your first and most important overview of things. Okay, first match already talked, analyzed, and we even completed our staking plan. Because we started with an overview of 30% of chance of Everton winning, 10% of chance match going on a draw, and 60% chance for the match going on the away win. And why do we feel comfortable, and why do we use this kind of stats? Because Everton versus Manchester United belongs to a smart tag for which we already have 10 past meetings in our archive. So this match, this forthcoming match, Everton versus United, have a lot of things in common with all those 10 past meetings. So if we see the trend concerning the full-time market, we see 6 out of 10 for United to be the winner, or 4 out of 10 United not being the winner. That was all. It was another video. I am Betakos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends if you find it interesting at all. Talk to you in the next video, Saturday, 9th of April 2022. Wish you luck in all of your selections. See you around.